Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Man Shed. Right, now this is going to be another PerfectDraft beer machine review. As I mentioned in my last one, if you haven't seen the review I did on the PerfectDraft machine, I've just bought one a couple of weeks ago. So I've got a bit used to it now. I did do a video, check up here, and the tile at the end. From a total newbie's point of view, unboxing it, setting it up, pulling my first drink from my first keg. And like I said, never used one before, so there are mistakes and everything. I've left them in. So if you want to check out that, I've had it 2 weeks now, like I say, and I can thoroughly recommend it. I absolutely love the machine so far. I know it's early days, but I thought I'd do this one on just using my second keg. So it's just like taking the first one out and putting the second one in and doing something slightly different, the way you clamp the mechanism on the top than I did in my first video. That will all be shown shortly when I'm doing it in the kitchen. Now, the first keg I got it as a package with, when you're buying the machine, the best way to buy it from initially is on a bundle. You get the machine, the keg of your choice, and 2 glasses of your choice for a certain price. Like I say, I go into high detail on the prices in the other video. But I chose Leffe, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Blonde, Belgian Blonde. Now, there's a lot of news videos coming out this week and last week about this, because they have lowered the ABV, the alcohol by volume, from 6.6% to 6%. But when I got mine, it was only 2 weeks ago, 19th of July. It's now the 5th of August. But as you can see on mine, I must have been very lucky and got one of the last 6.6% ones. So I'll take a still of that, and you can read everything you need to on there. Take a couple of stills. That one. And that one. And as you can see there, it's the sale by date is by February next year, 2025. So yeah, I was very, very lucky and got seemingly one of the last 6.6% ones. In that first video, I do a taste test with that versus a bottle of 6%. And like I keep mentioning it, I'm not a beer reviewer. I will be doing these very infrequently, mainly to do with things on the machine, not just the tasting. Although this one I have labelled it the Tiny Rebel Stay Puft, because that's the bit I will be, which is now actually in it as I film this, and I will be reviewing later on. So yeah, all you professional beer reviewers, you've nothing to fear from me. I don't seem to have all the sensitive nose and taste buds that you guys have. But yeah, so more on me opinions of that Leffe Blonde at the very, very end of this video. I'll put a timestamp below if you want to just jump to what I think of that versus the 6% stuff. It's at the very end of this. But like I said, it's mainly going to be about swapping the barrel. So I've just bought 3 from PerfectDraft because they had an offer on. They've always seems to have these offers. Even though I've only had the machine a couple of weeks, I've been lurking a couple of months thinking of getting one, and I've looked at their website, and they always seem to have like offers during the Euros and this, that, and the other. So the 2 I've bought, or the 3 I've bought, are the Tiny Rebel Stay Puft, which I'll show you in a second. So I've got that one because it seems to get great reviews, the Lauenbrau. And I got this because one of my favourite lagers from Lidl's that I get is this. I do like the taste of this. when foreign lagers are brewed in this country under license, like the Stellas and stuff like that, you know, they seem to leave a lot behind. But this is a British brewery, and but whatever, wherever it's obviously born, where is it brewed? Yeah, Camden Town Brewery seems to be where it's brewed. AB InBev's address there in Belgium, so it'd be strange if a British lager was brewed in Belgium, but I presume it's brewed at their brewery. So I got a keg of that as well. And the third one I bought is this. Now, I'm filming this bit first. It's the very first filming bit of this entire video because I'm going to be using this to put in the machine in a minute, and I want to film that, obviously. Once it's in the machine, I can't show you this. So that's it. Tiny Rebel, a Welsh brewery, and Stay Puft. Now, it was annoying me. Stay Puft. I'm sure I'd heard it before. So when I googled it, yeah, it's the thing that's written around the top of the hat of the Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. See a picture of it here. You can see the top, Stay Puft. But I wanted to film this first just to give you the info on it. So I'll let you freeze frame that if you like. As you see, it's 6.2% 5.2%, 6 litres as usual. And if you see there, it's best before the end of August 2024. Oh my God. Make sure arm's holding it up to the camera. And it is now the 3rd of August. So I got that at a reduced rate. Forget what it was. Again, I'll tell you somewhere in the video. So I've got to drink that within the next 4 weeks, which won't be any problem whatsoever. So yeah, that's best before the end of August. I checked that, not the beginning of August. And I believe you can go a bit over anyway. So that's the third of the ones I got. So then first two, the Hells and the Lauenbrau, were part of a package. 2 on offer. I'll show you all the details and the price very soon. I'm going to show you the website. And part of it was 2 glasses of your choice. You can pick from a list of different beers, 2 kegs and 2 glasses for 65 quid. I'll show you the savings there. So that was quite good. And they are nuclear. I'm assuming that's nucleation. It's like an embossed white thing on the bottom. So hopefully it just performs the same task as the little etchings in the glass normally. But yeah, 2 nice Lauenbrau glasses. So before I show you swapping over, taking the old empty Leffe out and putting the Stay Puft in, I'll just show you on the website, on PerfectDraft's website, the offer I got on them and how much the total came to. And you can see it was quite a good offer. So yeah, like I say, a big saving to be made. And they always seem to, even before I got the machine, I'd been looking at this site for a while I was thinking about getting one. And there's always seems to have some offer on. So there was this gold medal, because the Olympics are on. Gold medal keg pack. Choose 2 kegs plus free glassware. So I chose, you just select your first one here on the right. I chose Lauenbrau. Second one, I chose Camden Hells Lager. And the merchandise, a pack of 2 Lauenbrau glasses. All that, the 2 kegs, it doesn't change picture here when you select yours, but that's why I selected. And you can select from loads of different ones. 65 quid for that lot. So I'll show you how much that would have been separately. So if you were just buying the kegs normally, there, the Lauenbrau, £37.50. The Camden Hells, £37.90. And the merchandise there, the 2 Lauenbrau pint glasses, 10 quid. So if you add all that together, £37.50, £37.90 and 10, that comes to £85.40p. So, you know, you've saved yourself over 20 quid. And the Stay Puft one. That is one of their dearer ones. It's into the 40s. Most seem to be, you know, sort of 30, 35-ish, 37-ish. £41.90. And even with all the points off, £5 for your return, and in the first video I couldn't work out how they got this thing. It's because of the points you get for actually buying it. So that works out at the equivalent of £3.30 a pint. So, but this was the one I got in the middle, 20% off. That it was down to £33.52. So again, a good saving of sort of like £8, because it's reaching the end of its sell-by date. It's got to be done before the end of August 2024. And like I said, that gives me nearly 4 weeks, so it won't last that long anyway. So yeah, as you see, it's I got all that lot for the 3 kegs and a pair of lovely glasses, and they are nucleated for £65 plus that, £65.98.52 with free postage. So as you saw there, yeah, quite a saving there. I saw a review recently. I can't remember what channel, one of the beer reviewers, and he was really sort of like moaning at how, and saying he's going to stop buying stuff from PerfectDraft, on how, I think it was Corona or something, that had gone up in price. They had an offer on during the Euros, and it had gone up vastly in price since then. But yeah, these things happen, don't they? With any company, they will have offers. They even do like loss leaders, you know, where they might end up actually losing money on a certain product just to attract custom, to get people buying the rest of the stuff as well. So I think you're always going to get massive plunges at one minute and then up the next, and if it's not on one, it'll be on the other. So so far, my limited experience with PerfectDraft, and I haven't been on it as long as most others, has been quite favourable. Like I say, good customer response, very quick replying to emails, and the offers do seem quite good. So let's have a look at it now, actually swapping the keg, taking the old Leffe one out and putting the new Tiny Rebel one in. Now, the very first bit I filmed on this, I didn't have me DJI wireless mic on. I forgot to put it on and turn it on. So I recorded the whole thing and then realised there was no sound. So it's a voiceover on the first bit, and then I finally remembered to put my mic on, and the rest is filmed. So you will notice a difference in the sound. So let's have a look at that now. Right, as I just said, this is a voiceover. Next bit we'll have the proper mics on. Right, I'm just pointing out there that you can see we're at 6 degrees. This is the last bit of the Leffe, or the left. So I've worked it out. I should have just like about a glass left. It's showing red and 1 bar left on there. So I'm hoping now that this will there won't be any more than 1 glass. If there is, I'll pull 2 out and force the second one down me as well. But yeah, it's been absolutely lovely. Remember, it's the if I haven't shown you already, it is the 6.6% ABV version. Must have got one of the last ones off PerfectDraft, because it has gone down to 6% now. We'll discuss that at the end of the video as well. So yeah, you can see it's last dregs now. It's just sort of foam coming out and just spitting. So I'll put that to one side and consume it very soon. So it's now just a matter of getting your new keg ready, which I've had in the fridge all night. Not sure, I didn't put a thermometer in there, but as you'll see shortly, it's not as low as 6%. So yeah, I don't know what I'm saying here, so I'll cut this bit out. So yeah, I'm just showing you there the taking off of the cap. All the new kegs come with that black cap on. You've just got to break a tab off, and they come with this brand new tube. So I'll freeze it at this stage, because what I did next, like I say, not knowing my mic was turned off, was open the door, take the old keg out, and take the thing off, the mechanism off the top of it, and then start going through, putting the new keg in. But like I said, I've left my mark off, and it was then that I realised I had. So I put it back in, even though I was sort of taking it out. I put it back in and I re-recorded it. So here is from, like I say, what you'd actually find once you open the door to remove the keg. Right, we'll resume from here. Sorry about that. Like I said at the beginning, I forgot to put my pigging mic on, wireless mic on, so that's why I've had to voice over that. Right, so we've got the front open now. We've got this on out. So we take that out. That just slides forward to that door. Now, if you remember last time, I clamped this on, and then I pushed that in after I'd clamped it to the barrel. So this time I'm going to push it in. I'll show you what I mean. So first of all, take this off the old barrel, the old keg, keep calling them barrels, by pushing these two yellow tabs in. So push them two in, and that just pulls off like that. Put the old keg to one side to return to the shop, and you release this new spout, because you get a new spout, like I say, with every keg, with this yellow button here. Press this yellow button, and you can see that springs up. Last time I clamped that on first, then I pushed that down. Like I said, so you just pull that out, like that, and then the new one, which is dead easy, well, like I said, when you know where the little tab is to open that, just open that. Always put the new one on, push the rubber tube down the hole, and keep pushing this until the square bit lines up with the square bit there, and push it in. Now this time, like I say, I clamped that onto the keg first last time, then push that down. This time I'm going to push that down now till it clicks. And also, if you remember on my last video, when I was, I'm still a newbie, but a total newbie with the very first time, and I took it out and I wondered why opening the door and putting it shut didn't reset it, but taking the whole keg out and pouring it back did. I wondered if there was some little reset button at the back. Well, there is there. That hole there corresponds to a little sort of probe on this top. You can't see it because it's right in there. And that goes in there, and that obviously tells it you've just put a new keg in. So this time, get the keg. So you've obviously got to put the thing in these two grouts, and I've pushed the thing fully down this time. So line that up there, and then press firmly down. And there will be a hiss, I suppose, coming out, but that spout thing is pressed down, fully down now, so I'm going to push this firmly down till it clicks. That's it, that's locked on, absolutely solid. Now, if I didn't mention before, I've had this in the fridge all night, so that's on there like that now. I'm just going to give it out because there's a bit of water in the bottom. And it's now just a matter of lifting it up, obviously heavier this time, getting it on the two runners there, and shoving it in. That's the full. When you're shoving a full barrel in, a full keg in, the weight of that holds it in place. When it's empty, that's sort of sprung out. And when I shut the door this time, hopefully it should. It's registering as a full full keg on here, and we've got the little chasing thing going around. And as we found out last time, it can do that for quite a while until it has selected the temperature. I'm going to have to alter the temperature. I'll show you that in the app, because this is recommended at a different temperature than the Leffe was. So I'm going to enjoy that now, and I'll catch you back in the shed. So as you saw there, it's dead straightforward. Swapping a keg only takes 5 minutes or so. As you saw, I had it in, or as I mentioned, I'd had that keg in the fridge overnight. Unfortunately, I haven't got a separate fridge to do that in, so I had to empty loads of sort of cans of pop and lemonade and that out of it to make room, and I put that Tiny Rebel porter in overnight. So it was quite cold when it went in, but as you saw it then, we left it with that hunting snake thing. And what that means, as in me explaining in my first video, that is trying to select the temperature, let the temperature stabilise and get a temperature reading. It varies how quick it does it. In this case, it did it a lot quicker, as you'll see soon, because it was already chilled. But the first time I did it, it took it was about half an hour or something like that. So what you do now, as soon as you put your new keg in, you'd go to your app on your phone, and you'd select what beer you've put in, what temperature you want, and so forth. So let's have a look again at the app doing that. Right, so I've just placed that in 2 or 3 minutes ago. As you can see, it says there now, so that little thing will have stopped going round a second ago when I tried this just before recording this. That was saying we're calculating your beer. So even though I've had it in the fridge, it's at 14 degrees C, so it's going to take a while to cool down. So your beer is cooling down to 6 degrees C, because that's what I've got it set at. But at the moment, it's still set on the old blonde, which had 15 days left. But I drank it quicker than that. So, change keg. Click change keg, and we'll do it to Tiny Rebel. Tiny Rebel Stay Puft. Enter the loading date. There we are. Saturday the 3rd of August. Okay. And it says here, recommended temperature 6 degrees. Recommended glass, a shaker pint. Serving temperature 6 to 9 degrees. So it's a pour to this, so I'm going to set it this time to 7 degrees. Just temperature, set it to 7. Like I say, we could click that little button there where it says extended temperature range. And that gives you anything right up to 12 degrees. So it says here, though, the ideal temperature for Tiny Rebel Puft is 6 degrees. But it said 6 to whatever. So, yeah. So I'm going to put it back down to 6 again. So 6 degrees, continue. So the same as the Leffe. So my next one, which will be the Lauenbrau, that'll probably be down to 3 degrees. So it's showing there 10.5 pints. It's chilling down to 6 degrees. As soon as it's got down to temperature, we'll go and pour ourselves a drink of it. And there at the top, the current keg is the Tiny Rebel Stay Puft, and we've got 30 days left. So I'll let it cool down. Like I say, it's at 14 now. It's going to take a while to cool down, but I'm going to put, if it starts getting too late to do any more filming, I want to get it all done today. I'm going to pull it at maybe a slightly higher temperature than that. Maybe let it get down to about 10 or something like that. And there, straight in from showing you that app a bit, you can see the temperature reading has gone like red, orangey red, showing a full keg, but it's showing you 14 degrees, so we're going to have to let that get down to 6 before we start using it in earnest. So as you see there, we just left it at 14 degrees C. Now, in the first video, when the initial setup, when I put it in like room temperature, the keg, it seemed to take ages to chill it down. It was going down by about 1 degree an hour. So to get it down from 14 to 6, you know, you'd think it's going to be sort of like 8 hours, but no, it wasn't. This time it was chilling a lot quicker because it was already starting on a chilled keg. So that 14 went down to 8 pretty quick. So a couple of hours later, I think it was, I went in to check it and it was down to 8. So that's where I decided to draw the beer out. It's near enough. It's within its recommended temperature anyway. It will eventually get down to 6, but we rejoin it now, pulling the first glass of what will turn out to be many of the Stay Puft, and then we'll do a bit of a taste comparison. Okay, this is what I've had to do in the kitchen. All this foil on the window to stop the light getting at the stop the heat getting at the machine. It's been like 30 degrees in this kitchen in the sunlight. So for years I've managed without a blind because the window doesn't overlook anything. Nobody can see through it. But I'm going to have to buy myself a proper blind, I think, now, just to keep it a bit cooler in the summer, on the very few summer days we get. Right, I'm going to pour a pint now. As you can see, I don't know whether you can see or not there, we're down to 8 degrees. So that's near enough. I'm going to, because the bottle I'll be comparing it with won't be quite 8 degrees, more like 10 degrees out of the fridge. So I'm going to do it in 2 equal Leffe glasses. I've got the other one with the bottle ready in the shed. So I'm going to pour this one out first. So again, all the instructions I've read, pull a little bit out first and then sort of like drink it and then pour the full one, because it's it'll froth up otherwise. So I'm just going to put a bit of water in there. It says rinse it out just before, so try it now. A little bit. Certainly a different colour than the Leffe, obviously being a porter. But yeah, we'll pull a full glass. Oh, yeah. First taste. Nice. Right, pour myself a full glass. Agree, that looks pretty good. Right, let's take this into the shed and compare it to the bog standard Lidl's one. So I'll just squeeze this bit in there. Yeah, as you saw me pulling it there, I did the normal hold it at an angle as you would with like a lager or whatever, or the Leffe Blonde I did, and then level it up. In retrospect, I think I'm going to pour all my other ones just straight into it, because it hasn't got a really big head on it. There's not a lot of carbonisation in. So if you want to create the biggest head you can, I'm just going to sort of like do it straight in to give itself a head, because as you'll see soon, it soon dissipates as well. Yeah, you saw the foil on the window. I had to do that because we've had, very rare here in the UK, but we have had some really, really hot days recently, and the sun blazing through the window has got the side of the machine really, really hot, so I've had to blank it out with foil. I've never had a blind in the kitchen. All the kitchen overlooks is the backyard where the shed is, so nobody can see in. So I've never bothered with a blind, so I'm going to have to get myself a roller blind or something from Amazon just to keep the sun out on the sunnier days. So let's get straight into the tasting now. I said a bog standard beer from Lidl's at the end of that bit, but I just meant a different porter. It's as you'll see soon, it is one I've had before, but let's see how that and this new Tiny Rebel one compare. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes since I pulled that, but the head's gone down, as you can see. And I'm going to compare it with this one from Lidl's. Now, I've had this before and I do like it. I think this Hatherwood is, again, Lidl's own make. I'll just read you at the top. It says, "This porter is dark, silky and deeply delicious. The full-bodied, muscular blend has a coffee roast bitterness and a distinctive toffee flavour, creating this sleek and smoky porter." Stored in here. Lidl, Great Britain, Lidl House, Kingston Road, Main Road, Dublin. Doesn't say exactly where it's brewed or whatever. And it's 4.5%. So again, it's not a copy of Tiny Rebel Stay Puft or anything. They're just two different porters. So that's sort of the best I can do. My favourite ever porter, and I've had loads and loads of them. I always have it when I'm in Wetherspoons, have a try of one or two if I can. And over the years I've had, my favourite one ever is called Banktop Porter Call. Went on a brewery trip to Banktop Brewery. Their sort of session ale, their main beer is called Flat Cap, which is very, very nice. And we went to there, I think they only got one tied house at the time. This was quite a few years ago. And they had loads of their own beers on the bar, and every single one was lovely. But the Porter Call, I'll put a picture here of it on screen, was absolutely fantastic. And the guy who set up the brewery really sort of cares about his products, and I could definitely recommend Banktop Brewery. But I haven't got one of theirs, I've got this one, so I'm going to compare it to this. So again, same glass. These are nucleated, which you don't sort of need for porter, but so you can see that I'm nipping back into the kitchen. Would it been probably nearly 10 minutes now since I poured this, and I'm just going to splurt a bit more in the top to give it a bit of a head so I can check the colours. Okay, managed to get a bit of a head on it. They obviously don't retain the headers like like a lager would say, and because there's not as much carbonation in them. So I'm going to test this Tiny Rebel one first. Yeah, that really is different. Didn't do the smelling, but from my last video you'll know my sense of smell and maybe even taste buds aren't as trained as some of the beer reviewers on here. Yeah, you get that porter type smell, rich, dark, sort of coffee beany sort of. And there is a definite fruitiness. It smells like, trying to place what it smells like. It's sort of like chewy sweets, like candy sweets, like Mojos, if anybody as old as me remembers them. Opal fruit type, that sort of like fruity. Can't particularly taste marshmallow. I know it might be in there. More of a sweet sort of chewy sort of sweet taste. But I like it. It's nice. And the Hatherwood one. I can hardly smell anything on this. No, I don't know whether it's me or not, but if anybody's watching this who's had this and can smell things off it, yeah, there is something wrong with my sense of smell, because I literally cannot smell anything at all off that. Bit more sort of fizzy on the, you know, froths up more on. But not, if anything, they're like a sort of like, it's like a cross between Guinness and lager, if you could have that. Like a thin Guinness. I kind of like it. I've had it before, but it's nothing like as good as this. Oh yeah, that really has got that extra taste in there. So yeah, so that is my totally unprofessional, unhelpful taste of them both. But if you like porters and Guinness and stuff like that, you probably will like this. It'll come to me in a minute what it actually sort of tastes like. Yeah, I paused recording then. I'm trying to think what it was and I had another swig. I mentioned Mojos. There was these little sweets called Mojos years ago when I was a kid. There was also these ones called Blackjacks, which were like a licorice. I'm pretty sure it's them. It's very much like that. Licoricey. Not to me, not so much marshmallowy, but licoricey. Like a sweet licorice, like Pontefract cakes, Blackjacks, that sort of thing. Definite flavours in that. This one from Lidl's, so although being a porter, you know, it tastes like a porter, but it's definitely a lot more bland. So yeah, pleased I got that Tiny Rebel. It is very nice. So yeah, it's a couple of days later now. Yeah, I love the taste of it. It's not to everybody's taste, and quite a few people don't like porters and stouts and that. I do. I always have. So if you do, it's definitely worth a try. So yeah, at the beginning of this video, I said I'd give you me opinions on this Leffe Blonde going down to 6%. There's been a few videos released recently on the beer review channels showing that this has gone down from the 6.6 version that I got to 6% ABV now, and comparing the two. Now, I did the compare of that with a bottle of 6% I'd got from Lidl's. Obviously, I can't compare it to the keg version, but when I did the comparison, yeah, I could tell the difference, but like I keep saying, I'm not an expert like a lot of these beer review channels. Whether my nose or my mouth isn't as sensitive, I don't know, because I don't get all these banana flavours and things like that. But I do know what I like, and it tasted, the keg version, the 6.6, did taste fantastic, and I could spot a difference. It was smoother and just better, hard to define. But I would say the 6% wasn't that bad. Like I said, I've had far worse in pubs and other bottles of lager and blonde ales and that, and it was still a nice sort of drinkable beer, but not as good as the 6.6. And it is a shame it's come down. I mean, like I said, I watch a lot of great beer channels. Rate My Beer, he sort of agrees it's not that bad, the 6% stuff, but not as good as the 6.6. All the Beer, No Idea, I've just watched his review, and yeah, he's saying it's not as good in more certain terms. And Real Ale Craft Beer Simon, I do like that channel, does loads and loads of videos. I've been doing him years. Like I say, I'm no expert, but I disagree with him on the ratings he's given, and everybody's different, aren't they? But he compared the new 6% one. This was a while back. I think this was about a year back. He managed to get 4 bottles, not the keg version, 4 bottles of the 6.6% stuff, and he compared the two. and he gave the 6.6% bottles 9 out of 10, but he only gave the 6% bottle 4 out of 10. Now, 4 out of 10 is looking at loads of his other reviews, is a pretty poor score. I'm not him, but I wouldn't give it as low as 4. It was maybe sort of like 2 different, 7 and 9 or something like that, or 6 and 8. But yeah, that's my opinion of the thing. It is a crying shame that should be doing this. I suppose it's not Perfect Draft's fault. I don't know. Have they got to do it to... is there some sort of like British regulations that they must do the one for the UK? The Leffe Brewery in Belgium, did he say, sorry, we're supplying to the UK, we've got to give you the 6% stuff? And can Perfect Draft say, no, we want the 6.6? I don't know, but it's going to be a crying shame if these beers from the breweries... That was one of the main reasons for me getting a Perfect Draft. Like I say, lurking around for a couple of months now and watching channels, it seemed that, yeah, you could get the proper version of Stella brewed at the Stella Brewery and not the ones in the green bottles in the supermarket, the UK version. And then I thought, great, well, that's why I get it. So if there's more and more of foreign beers, they're going to be that the UK brewed versions. It's going to be a bit of a shame. So anyway, but I'm still glad I got the machine. Do love the machine itself, and the beauty, as I said in the other, is you can just pull as much as you want and it stays fresh. You don't have to just pour a half a pint like that big Leffe one was about 750 millilitres, I think. So if you only want a small glass, you can't leave the other indefinitely before it goes flat and that. So yeah, that's the beauty. You can just pour a little bit, as much as you like. So yeah, would recommend the machine. So hopefully this has been of some use, just showing you how to change barrels. I will do the odd one. I'm not going to become a beer reviewer. I've got the skills for it. I just know what I like the taste of. But I will be doing the odd one on mainly anything that come along with the machine, or if they come out with a new beer that I've tried or whatever, just to give me opinions. But I'll be back to my normal gadget reviews very, very soon, I would think. So hopefully this has been of some use. If you're contemplating getting one of these machines, check out my code below. If you put that code in, you get 10 quid off the machine, and I get some... points as well for deduction in my next purchase. So if you haven't already subscribed, it would be fantastic if you could do. Please click the little picture here of the shed. Once you've done that, click the bell icon below and you'll be informed of any new uploads. Don't know what the next one's going to be, but I hope to catch you for it. Thanks for watching this one once again. Bye for now.